W's and L's, the weekly recap show. We give a dub to the things that we like and an L to the things that we don't. My first L is going to the very random collaboration. You know, we talked about some fast food collaborations that were like, yo, like, what is this? Travis Scott, McDonald's meal, Cardi B and Offset meal, Meg meal or whatever. And that's a Popeyes meal, so...
Them niggas don't never get meal deals with no restaurants where it's good to eat.
First of all, that's a fucking fact.
Niggas ain't got no meal deals at Panera Bread.
Right.
They ain't got no Publix or no Kroger meal deal. Niggas selling
Foods.
Absolute filth. Come get my Travis Scott meal deal at McDonald's.
Give
Jesus
me my
Christ.
quarter pounder and 40-ounce drink, please.
Let me get my Kai Cenat meal, which is 2 McChickens on top of each other like a like a Big Mac.
Or the Sweetie meal where it's like all bunch of slop
Sauce
together.
down. Yeah, like, what is this trash?
Okay, so then you understand my dismay when Popeyes has a new meal coming out or a new collaboration. What is this Don Julio Popeyes collaboration?
Don Julio and Popeyes?
Don Julio
They selling
Popeyes
shots?
collaborate. I don't know. They have not said what it is. They just announced that there is a collaboration. Don Julio Popeyes. I think it's coming soon. Fried chicken and tequila. Don Julio and Popeyes tease something big. Ooh. Set to debut on January 31st. Just in time for the Super Bowl, which...
Well, good job, black people. You must have known that Don was the new Patron and that people love Don Julio. Black people love Don Julio, so now they selling this shit with the fucking chicken. When they start selling you chicken, they think they got you. They think they got you, damn it. What the hell do tequila got to do with fried chicken?
Not a thing. Not a damn thing. Fans are letting their imaginations run wild. User Christine Yee summed it up perfectly. The collab you didn't realize we needed.
No,
oh my
fuck
gosh.
I done been to Mexico. Ain't a whole lot of fried chicken places. Okay? All of this is horse shit. There is no connection between tequila and fried chicken.
I'm going to assume they're creating some kind of Don Julio glaze for the chicken.
But like...
That's what somebody said. I'm not saying that.
Then at that point, I would assume that Don Julio's involvement in that is minuscule, like marketing purposes only. Because do you expect me to believe that the content of alcohol in that sauce is going to be so high that they have to give Don Julio actual cases and cases of Don Julio to Popeyes to make the shit? Hell no. They gonna make some sauce, tell you it got Don Julio in it. Yeah. Y'all fucking goofy asses gonna go buy the shit, put it on all of the food review channels, and it's gonna blow up for 3 months and then they ain't gonna sell it no more.
Yeah, that'd be too expensive for both of them. There's no way. I don't believe that.
Absolutely not.
I'm giving an L to the entire state of Mississippi for a lawmaker introducing a specific act.
Did you say Mississippi?
Yes.
God damn you. God damn it.
So we know that the South
Son of a bitch.
is absolutely crazy, especially when it comes to this abortion bullshit. But now a Mississippi lawmaker has come out to try to pass the Contraception Begins at Erection Act.
At erection. Fam,
Man,
listen
what?
to this nonsense. Listen to this shit here.
Contraception Begins at Erection would make it unlawful for a person to discharge genetic material without the intent to fertilize an embryo.
Fam.
It includes exceptions for sperm donation and using contraception to prevent fertilization.
Fam. So understand what he's saying. Not only is masturbation illegal, anal, illegal.
Yes.
Blowjobs, illegal.
Absolutely not.
An angry handy J, illegal. Illegal.
Nope.
What is going on in the South? See,
you know what?
every now and again we bring up conversations where we start talking about politics and, kind of like the Nelly videos from last week. Yes. And we get a couple drifters in here that want to start talking about, cooning for Democrats and the Democratic plantation and when will black people learn? Okay, well, tell me, Josh, is Mississippi ran by the Democrats?
No.
Is Mississippi also one of the most poor, probably the poorest state in all the United States, right? So they got time to worry about you jacking off in Mississippi, but they ain't got time to feed you. They ain't got time to give you jobs. They don't have time to rebuild the infrastructure and the crumbling ass roads is down there, dirt roads, dirt paths in Mississippi. It's 2025s. Y'all still driving on dirt roads.
They don't have time to stop Brett Favre from being in their pocket.
Creating interstates. Yeah, right. Letting former NFL quarterbacks come out and raiding your social services to build his daughter a volleyball stadium. Now, is that failed democratic leadership that we talking about? Huh? Same thing is going on in Louisiana. Most COVID deaths. Worst schooling system in the entire country. Gun violence out of control. Is that democratically ran Louisiana? Is that crumbling society due to democratic politics down there too? Some of the poorest people in America live in the South.
Yeah, so let's forget sheltering the homeless. We gotta stop Jamal from pulling out.
The fuck, man? What in the? Oh my God!
Like, what are we doing?
Like, I be with it sometimes when the argument is, okay, let's leave these parties alone altogether because it don't seem like either one of them suits black people. I am there. When you come over here talking about, oh, get off the Democratic plantation, first of all, I don't even feel it necessary for me to fight with you about that designation. I'm not a Democrat. Mm-hmm. Right? So if that's the attitude you're going about it with, like, I don't have to fight that. And you showing your ass because what you didn't say is these political party plantations. You're just fine sitting down for Orange Cheeto over there and listening to anything he got to say because you hate Democrats so much. Mm-hmm. It's a difference, right? Like, I don't give a fuck about any of them. They're all corrupt. You just want a new daddy. You want a new dad. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's toss up. So we talked last week about Nelly and Snoop. And I wanted to just talk about this situation, which was Umar put out a clip where he was basically like, why are y'all giving so much backlash to Nelly and Snoop? Why does it matter? Y'all should be giving the same backlash to anybody who performs at any presidential inauguration.
I hate when people do that. I hate that. What about shit? Is it possible for you to defend this person without mentioning any other individual? No, then they're not worth defending. You're being a naysayer for the fact of being a naysayer. You're naysaying for your own sake so that you can have a platform to bolster. There is no earnest in arguing someone's validity by explaining it through someone else's wrongdoing. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, so-and-so and them did wrong. You ain't say nothing to them. That's not an excuse.
Yeah.
Unless you're trying to tell me it was right when they did it too. Like, it's not a thing. Hate that.
Yeah.
And it is okay for people to receive criticism. Mm-hmm. You don't need to jump your happy ass out here and say something every time something like that happens.
That's fair. And I mean, I kind of brought this up to get your opinion on it. But in a similar situation, not exactly the same thing. But I don't know if you've seen that along with many other companies out there, Target has rolled back some of its DEI policies, which, you know, negates promoting.
Yeah, so Target's one. Most of the other programs were like hiring initiatives and things of that nature, which are still needed. But Target's was a little bit different because their program directly tied to the products that were being sold in the store. So a lot of, you know, black cosmetic products were getting pushed in Target where they weren't in other department stores or other grocery stores and things like that. And it was creating a lot of opportunity for people. There were a lot of good brands coming out of Target. Black Girl Sunscreen, right? Saved me for the last 3-4 years. I ain't had no eczema. I ain't had no eczema flare up since I found it, and I found that at Target. Right,
with the no white cast.
Yeah, with the no white cast and shit, right? So like, that's real life impact. That's something that even I can speak to as a black male, you know. So it's there are things where I think it's going to matter all that much because a lot of people were using these programs to get white women jobs anyways. Let's just keep it what it is. That's what affirmative action ended up being. That's what a lot of our social services are. They're for white single mothers.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, that's going to go the way that they want it to go regardless, because I don't think you can fix implicit bias like that. However, it was creating a degree of a balancing act. Whether or not the candidates were just or not, it was balancing the fact that they were disregarded for the simple fact of their color. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, we can never dig into somebody's brain and actually tell what they think. But if we can prove through statistics that they were ostracized because of this, then adjusting it back here, right? Even if we're doing it unduly for certain individuals, creates that balancing. Because maybe they were turning down some bad candidates when they were doing it, but they weren't doing it because they were bad candidates. They were doing it because they was black. So you get the equal reaction on the other side to balance it out. I don't know where this is going to lead. Right? What happens if we get back to like 1970s, 1960s levels disparities in white and black jobs, white and black households? Because those jobs that were meant to balance that stuff back out don't exist anymore. Mm-hmm. The union jobs are gone. The manufacturing jobs are gone. That's what our grandparents and our great grandparents turned to when, you know, other avenues were closed. Certain educational paths were closed. They went into labor jobs or service jobs or union worker jobs, automotive jobs. That stuff is not there anymore. Mm-hmm. So,
well, that I guess makes my point, or the thing that I was going to bring up, a little bit more interesting, considering. So obviously, a lot more people are going to attempt to boycott Target. I've seen Plies say he was going to boycott, and some other people. But then I seen Tabitha Brown's response to it being that she has products with Target, if I'm not mistaken, some skincare products, amongst other things.
She better hope it stay on the shelves. Well, I hope it wasn't part of that initiative that got her into Target.
That'd be very interesting to note. Basically, she's telling people like she's not like advocating for any kind of boycott because obviously her products are in Target. Mm-hmm. Now, my question is, should we then just only support the black products in Target?
Look, you do what makes sense to you. Yeah, that's what I would do. If there are still existing black products within Target that are available for purchase, buy it. But my thing is that even if you're Tabitha and you're asking people not to boycott Target by way of boycotting your products, well, then what about all of the next Tabitha Browns that were in line to get their opportunity to sell at Target that now don't have it? So we're supposed to be quiet about that so that you can still start making your money? Is that how it's supposed to go?
She didn't like say don't do it. She was just kind of stating that, you know, these are the reasons why I'm still
kind of stating it is supposed to make us know that we would be stopping your money.
I'm still basically with Target.
Right. So again, am I supposed to forget the fact that they've stifled future business owners, people who are aspiring to be where you are, in lieu of just supporting you?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I know. I believe Ghetto Gastro is still in Target, and like you said, Black Girl Sunscreen. And
Target got Murray's. I think Target does sell Murray's. Actually, I do think that they sell Murray's.
They got Bevel. I know that's another black owned. So they got some stuff, but
yeah, that Murray's can be coming in handy.
Maybe we should get a list going of all the things that Target has that are black owned, and then distribute it to the world so that they know what to shop for at Target. Could go viral. Make our podcast the #1 podcast in the world.
Sure. Giving a dub out to Jabrill Peppers.
Gross.
Jabrill Peppers has all of the assault charges, domestic violence charges that were placed against him that lost him the latter part of his 2024 NFL season, have been dismissed.
Okay.
Right. It's troubling, obviously. I don't even know if there is a route for him to recoup the game checks that he missed, because obviously this individual who brought this matter against him is not in a position to pay him that money back. Right? They were living off of him. They were in a relationship. But yeah, man, ruin this man's reputation, put his career in jeopardy. These are prime years of his playing career.
Yeah.
Again, I'm glad that he's free, that the case was dismissed, and that justice was served. But it's not. I just don't know when there's ever going to be any recourse for that. Right? There's so much conversation about what to do to help victims and to hear victims, and you should, right? Like that should be a focus. But then there's dead silence when you get things like this, where people are accused, they're attempting to assassinate character for paychecks, for checks, or just to ruin people's lives, and there's just not nearly as big of a reaction to that after the fact.
And that person becomes radioactive. If you support that person, you're a piece of shit.
Yep.
It's kind of trash.
Yep. But shout out to Jabrill Peppers, though. Let's move on to Melyssa Ford. So, Joe
Budden news?
Yeah, Joe Budden podcast be farming us for engagement. Let's farm them.
I mean, we do quite a bit. What up, Joe?
I did catch a clip of a rant that Melyssa Ford was having, where I think they were having some sort of conversation about women being perceived to work hard or getting handed things or whatever. And so Mel starts going off talking about how she hates the idea that people think she has pretty privilege, and that she never had to work hard for anything or anything. Like, I'm just like,
you don't. I mean, you
okay,
probably
Mel.
have to work.
Okay,
but you definitely also have pretty privilege.
I'm like, you pushing it, but I'll let you have it. So then Joe's not trying to let her have it, and he's like, well, obviously you have pretty privilege. You're Melyssa Ford. What are you talking about?
You've had pretty privilege for multiple
I'm sorry,
decades.
Melyssa. Let's take your career back about 15 years. What exactly were you doing? And how did you get there?
No, not 15. More.
More?
When she was a video vixen?
Was it 2025?
She was working for BET 15 years ago.
In 2010?
Yeah.
Damn.
She was doing like BET News
Okay,
for a
20
while,
years ago. In 2005.
Back when she was in Big Pimpin' and Shake It Fast. Yeah, that was early 2000s.
Damn, okay, 22 years ago. Holy fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Anywho, the example that she gave for how she didn't have pretty privilege, do you want to take a guess on what it was, Josh? Not anything that she's done prior to Joe Budden podcast. So let's just boil it down.
I know exactly what it was. The podcast she's doing right now.
Josh.
The new podcast.
Why would you use that as an example of something that your privilege didn't afford you when Joe Budden kicked it off, allowed you to use his platform to jump off on it to, not to mention you stole somebody's name.
And your marketing rollout was a picture of you.
And the only reason why you're able to skate around that shit is because you're currently on a platform that nerfs the one that you stole from. So if that's not privilege, I don't know what the fuck it is.
Oh, man. You're on the show because you are pretty. And because one time you got drunk and you seemed like a fun time on the podcast.
Like, bruh, what do you think? Do you look at yourself in the mirror? Like, what are you talking about? You don't think you've ever gotten anything you wasn't supposed to get because you was cute?
Nobody's arguing that you didn't do any work, but like,
yeah, no, there is a canyon in between. I skated my whole life through, and I had to work for every inch I've ever gained. Girl, you light skinned, you tall, you got big boobs, fat ass, you pretty in the face, and you got all of these celebrity connections.
And you used to be in a bikini in videos a long time ago.
What else? What other advantage could you have?
Your notoriety is based off of the fact that you're pretty.
I don't understand. You made your career off of being a model.
You get into rooms.
That is the
because
definition of pretty privilege.
You've got into every single room in your career post 2000 because you're Melyssa Ford. And Melyssa Ford started off as a video vixen.
It is the most mind-numbing thing, and that doesn't make you lazy.
No.
It doesn't make you less thin. It doesn't make you less deserving.
I would argue
it just is what it is.
That the work you put in made you one of the best at that.
All of that was God-given. I don't understand it. I don't understand.
You had to work to be one of the best video vixens, right? There's some video vixens who aren't working now. So congrats to you for the work that you put in, but you've gotten a lot of doors open because you're pretty. It just is what it is.
I'm giving out an L to Rory from the Rory and Maul podcast.
We're going to talk about that too?
Yes, we are going to talk about that.
Damn, okay.
Shout out to Deleted. YouTuber.
You watch Deleted?
I do watch Deleted. Got
Deleted
the AI
out of
face.
nowhere.
And blew the fuck up.
Yeah.
Blew up.
Yeah.
Less than 100 videos. I think he's somewhere around 70,000 subscribers. So
I think our fan base likes Deleted because I've been seeing all
no,
the
he's
videos,
dope.
But
He's dope. I like his content.
Are we talking about the mall video?
So he made a video about Maul being a hot pocket. Right?
I didn't watch it, so I don't know what.
Basically being a receptacle for Drake.
Oh, well, yeah. No,
and, just kind of flowing with whatever happens and just explaining away every happening from Drake and these lawsuits and lost in the battle, whatever, right?
He's academic.
A shield, yeah. He's a shield for Drake. Well, it seems that somebody on the Rory and Maul podcast didn't like that too much because not only did they copyright strike that video.
Oh, okay.
But he did so from his own personal account. So when they said who gave the copyright strike on the content, it didn't come from the Rory and Maul podcast. It came from Rory, whatever his last name is, gave his whole government.
That shouldn't work that way.
I swear to God.
No. I mean, I believe you, but
in the video.
Considering you would have the copywritten material on your YouTube channel,
unless
it should only come from that
the
channel.
YouTube page for their podcast is only tied to Rory. That's the only other way that I could see it.
Could be.
But then why would that be a thing?
Because they needed to make a YouTube channel and they just put it under his name.
Right. Okay, I mean, I guess.
I mean, no. I'm not saying you're wrong.
You're making
in this
copyright
case.
strikes and your name is the only one associated with it. I would much write the podcast or the platform's name to be.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would think that YouTube would be like, okay, well, the thing that you're copyright striking is clearly on your channel. So then
He showed it. He posted the letters from YouTube. It said Rory, whatever the hell his last name is.
I believe you though. I just think it shouldn't be, but whatever.
Damn. So apparently, not only did that happen, but then YouTube responded to Rory and gave their response back to Rory to delete it. Where they told him that there wasn't anything that he could copyright strike in that content. It was fair use. He should look up the laws. Mm-hmm. And that if he continued to try to copy strike stuff like that, if
YouTube doing that is crazy.
If he continued to copyright strike stuff like that, he could have his account disabled. They gave him the fresh and fit treatment.
Yeah.
They gave him the fresh and fit.
Fresh and fit was very clearly abusing that all over the place. Which, I mean, I guess arguably Rory is too, but Fresh and Fit were doing it very egregiously.
Dog, going after a channel that is a third of your size, has a fraction of your influence in the industries that you talk about respectively, and then getting your ass kicked by YouTube in response,
which is crazy.
Just sadness going on over there.
Bigger channel, YouTube deciding to nut up and say, nah, fuck you, boy. That's crazy to me.
That is, yeah, that's also another thing that surprised me. You lost a big bank take little bank situation with YouTube? Ugh.
That's crazy.
Ugh.
That's crazy.
Oh my God. I was actually rooting for them when they broke off from Joe, but it ain't
I was for a little while too until
it ain't seeming right.
Became a shill, and actually both of them technically. And I thought we were going to talk about Julian being fired.
I mean,
not that I care.
Talk about
really.
It if you want to.
Julian is. I mean, first of all, I didn't watch the show that much to care about Julian at all. But then
I thought him and the black girl was dating. I thought they were together.
I think I knew they weren't because it seemed like whenever I saw it, she would be annoyed by him, low key.
But I thought it was like don't I tell you not to say this shit when we at home type of noise.
That makes sense. Yeah, I didn't watch it enough to really care about Julian. Then he came out with a podcast, and Joe Budden has been making fun of him ever since, which is also funny.
Why is he making fun of him?
Apparently, Julian's been saying things about Joe, like little smart shit.
Okay, gotcha.
And so now Joe has been making fun of pretty much all of them, but then has also included Julian in who he makes fun of.
Into the fun, okay.
Which is all crazy. He's just been like, "Oh yeah, I came up here. Everything's great here. Not firing anybody. Looking to hire people. In fact, like just a little.
Go get you a job, Julian.
crazy. Well, no, Julian wants to do his
own thing.
He started his episode 1 podcast.
Okay, cool.
Talking about how he was fired and all that.
He did talk about it. Mm-hmm. What was he fired for?
I don't know that he might have said it. I didn't listen to the whole thing.
So I think Maul alluded to it in one of his responses. He was like, "That's why your man's not here no more," or whatever. But they never really gave me an answer.
I didn't listen to the whole thing.
There was supposed to have been a fight or something. Like, how he get in a fight and then get fired?
Yikes. Yeah, no. The whole thing kind of started with this weird poetry monologue, so I didn't listen to the whole thing.
A poetry
It
monologue?
was like this weird monologue that was like poetic, and it was just like, I don't want to hear this. This is
get
not
to
what
the
I came here
shits.
for.
Why did they fire you?
Yeah. For stupid shit like that.
For going, something wrong with the pussy. All right, that's CNN, Rory. Travis Scott. First of all, I need live sporting events to decide whether or not it's worth to actually have a halftime show, because I felt like the national championship, college football playoff, they got an idea and then start pricing it out and start thinking about how expensive it would be to do it at that venue, and then said, well, let's try to split the baby. If you're going to have a live performance at a sporting event, make sure it's actually live and inside the event where the crowd is. So Travis Scott performed at the national championship game this past Monday. Was it past Monday or Monday before last?
Last Monday.
It was last Monday. And Travis Scott was supposed to be performing at the halftime show. It was being advertised. They were talking about it right before halftime hit. And so I'm sitting up there. I'm waiting for it to start. First of all, he's singing a song I don't know. They had this drone situation set up. I was looking for the cords because he was mighty close to the edge of the damn building. I'm sure he was harnessed down somehow, but I couldn't see him. So good on him on that turn of the performance. But I kept waiting for him to like appear in the stadium. So like obviously this was shot like right before they went on. Like they're not going to do the whole fucking halftime performance from the roof. They shot the entire halftime performance from the roof, from one spot on the roof, like different drone angles on the roof. I was dumbfounded. I was like, what? Why did you even do this?
There's a clear explanation for it.
This man risked his life for a bullshit ass performance. It's terrible.
Clear explanation. We all remember the time that Travis Scott dressed up for Halloween as Batman in that ridiculous Batman getup.
He was in Atlanta, not New York. This ain't Gotham, nigga.
Well, that's the thing. He got on the roof of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium and they put up the bat signal. And he was like, oh shit, I gotta go, but I gotta perform, but I gotta go, but I gotta perform. And he performed for a little while, and then he had to go fight crime.
Dog, Travis Scott did more for WWE on his entrance than he did for the college football playoff. At least he came inside the stadium and smoked a blunt with people. He stood on the roof and then probably took a helicopter on up out of there when he was done.
You know what it is? When they showed the bat symbol, you didn't realize it because it wasn't a bat, it was a roach.
That's Travis Scott everywhere. I have another dub that I forgot about last week. Marcus Garvey got pardoned on Biden's way out.
I saw that.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't even know that Marcus Garvey had any pending action against him.
I didn't know that either. But I'm not surprised at the same time.
Sure. Shout out to the Marcus Garvey pardon. What albums y'all looking forward to this year? I'm waiting on the Clips album.
Oh well, the Clips album is coming. They
like,
said
bruh,
that it was finished. They got the verse they needed.
Well, then come
That's
on. Y'all
start
been
rolling
prepping
out.
this shit since like spring of last
And
year.
I didn't know that Whips and Chains, the song that was supposed to feature Kendrick, was the song that they played at some fashion show. I can't remember
Yeah,
which
it's the
one it
fact.
was.
That's what I'm talking about. The
Yeah,
fashion show
I didn't
last
realize
year.
that. Did you say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like y'all been doing this shit since last spring. They was at that fashion show and they pubbed the music. Okay.
But they didn't have the verse though.
I think John Legend was on that song, bro.
I hope
So
not. I hope not.
Clips. So Malice, Push.
Yes, he has a whole
Now
case.
I think it's some bullshit, but he got some shit going on.
Yeah, he has a whole case.
How one of your ASAP niggas trying to, and he working overtime to set you up too. This nigga he said, I went back to the crime scene and I found these shell casings.
That's crazy.
Only them bitches don't match any of ASAP's guns. So that man went and found some random shell casings.
But it was him, Your Honor.
It was, look, no, I went back and I found him, Your Honor. It was him. Damn, ASAP.
Damn.
Then he said that he was using scrapes on his knuckles to prove that there was an altercation between them two. Man, that shit looked like he went like this. Because, when you hit somebody, there's like an indentation. Like there's like teeth mark or something like that. It's
there
not
should also be
a clean-ass scrape.
There should also be bruising, not just scratches.
My boy got a rug burn from the concrete on his hands.
Yo.
It's crazy.
So what you're telling me is Rocky about to go back to prison. He about to be slipping on semen.
Dog, they offered him a deal with some time served in it around this shit. Like, yo, what?
You didn't hear what I said?
Excuse me? What'd he say?
I said he about to go back to prison. He about to be slipping on semen.
I was fucking no homo. I was slipping on semen and shit. Like, yo, hey, relax, ASAP.
Oh man. Okay, no. The answer I was gonna say is Chance the Rapper's album. Aside from the Clips album.
That is not one of your most anticipated albums.
It is.
It'll be a pleasant surprise if it's good, but I'm not anticipating shit from Chance no more.
I am a little upset that it is now taking this long, and that kind of worries me a little bit. But I know it's going to be better than his worst album, so I am kind of anticipating it.
This nigga Marte. ASAP, my nigga, he got a drop before prison. Fam, he not going. Let's keep him out of prison. Can we keep him out of prison?
Oh man, yeah. Chance is very do or die, and the longer you don't do, the higher your chances of dying are.
He said he wants ASAP baby mama. You think that's how it's gonna happen? You gonna send this man to jail and just move in on Rihanna? Yeah, good luck. Good luck. That's some grimy ass shit.
That's how it happened in the
Hey, that is the worst case of Dirty Mac and I have ever heard of in my
Mac
life.
to the max.
Like, I'm going to place the shell casings myself to get your ass in jail.
Hey, bro, I know you're going to jail, but you know what I'm saying? I'll take care of your family. You know what I'm saying? Hold it down.
Dirty Mackin' on 1,000. On a thigh.
I'll take care of Rihanna while you in prison. Fam.
Then I'm going to talk to your kids about gun violence and tell them how they shouldn't. How they shouldn't be like you. How they should be better.
Oh, shit.
That's next level Dirty Mackin'.
That is facts. Anyway.
If they protest too much, then I'm going to put a shell casing in their room.
Yikes. Joy Taylor got more cheat than a Steve Harvey suit. Is crazy.
I'm still not convinced on Joy Taylor, man. I'm not convinced on Joy Taylor.
Not convinced that
everything that's being said about her is being presented with the correct context. That since her and Emmanuel Acho might have slept together, that was how she got Speak. Because how Speak is set up right now, yeah, they co-hosting, but Joy talked the most.
Yeah.
Joy is the host of the show.
Yeah.
And again, I've yet to see, even if Emmanuel Acho is a producer on that show, I have yet to see Emmanuel Acho sitting down in the middle of the desk at Fox Sports or being turned to as the lead at Fox Sports. So the idea that Joy Reid...
Joy Taylor.
Joy Reid. Wow. Sorry, Joy Reid.
Yeah.
Joy Taylor used Emmanuel Acho to help her get a show or get something that he was never able to provide for himself is still dubious to me. I don't.
Well, Emmanuel Acho maybe could have moved into a position that looked better for him if he would stop making terrible takes. That's neither here nor there. The original thing that you said was you don't think that the context around the situation is being the correct context is being provided.
I don't think sleeping with somebody at a job is necessarily fallible. I think if it comes with a guarantee is when you start getting into murky waters. But again, there's no way for us to corroborate any of that. It's her word versus Joy Taylor's, right? And only one of those people has an actual living to gain off of that.
It's true.
You know, like if that's the case, you don't have no communications to that effect. You don't have a third party who also heard her say it. It's all you versus her. And you're presenting it in the most favorable light to yourself. Of course you would, because you're suing. You're looking for money.
The point is that the hairdresser that's suing only has the context of what she was told and what she saw herself. And Joy Taylor has the entire story. The entire story is her in her life. So she would be the one that would know the situation.
Like,
more
is she
so than
wrong for
the
sleeping with
hairdresser.
Emmanuel Acho? Hell no. Is she mad? Is she wrong for
I'm sorry, did you say-
sleeping with him to get a show? Yeah, that would be wrong.
No, she's dead wrong for sleeping with Emmanuel Acho.
Okay, anyways. Now,
terrible decision making.
the most egregious thing that was alleged, and I hope that at some point she has a chance to answer to this, is that she slept with somebody else of a higher position and was going to claim that he sexually assaulted her if it ever went bad.
That shit is egregious.
That's trash, and I wouldn't. You almost want it to be real so that she didn't have to lie to put that in there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, man, I would hate for that human being to be just walking around.
Vile human being.
Yeah.
At some level, probably something that the field of what she's in, they created that monster at some level, but still very despicable and egregious behavior.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. But again, I'm also just hearing allegations.
Right.
This has been proven by nothing. It hasn't even been heard in court yet. This is all
hearsay.
the files. Yeah, so it's like I can only take so much of it. No.
It sounds salacious. It sounds like some shit I want to be able to speak to, but ultimately can't because I don't know. I wasn't there.
Mm-hmm. As far as Dubs and L's goes, like, share, and subscribe. Tell us what you thought about our Dubs and L's. Give us your Dubs and L's in the comment prop. That's live here tonight, and also for our replay watchers on Wednesdays. We're here every Sunday around 4 o'clock doing these, so make sure you show up. Trying to do our best to expand the show, adding slight things to production value. Tell us how those things are going over with you. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Give us your feedback.
Absolutely. Make sure you check out previous W's and L's where we discussed, obviously, some of the things that we liked and didn't like from previous weeks. Catch up to what we've been talking about. Make sure you subscribe. Like you said, we like to do W's and L's every Wednesday at 10 o'clock and the live stream every Sunday afternoon. Chat. I think we out on this one.
We out of here.
It's been real.